So, hello you, welcome to this new episode of the Great Truth Summer School. I hope you're still having a great summer. Today in this video conference, we will see how the Artworld'S impossible Dissensus. We will be talking about that. So, I'll try to explain to you in this conference why I won't be able to change the world as being only an artist. Because I believe that if to be able to change a system, you have to subvert it. I don't believe in criticizing a system because, as Chantal MOUFFE wrote, every critical gesture is quickly recuperated and neutralized by the force of corporate capitalism, page 83. So if you are against, it's recuperated. So as an activist, you need to find another path. And being subversive seems to be the most efficient one. And to do so, you have to create, according to Chantal MOUFFE, to be subversive, you have to create what she calls a dissensus. A dissensus which is the opposite of the well-known consensus. So last November, I was invited to present a performance in Switzerland, in Nyon, next to Geneva. And I knew the theater quite well because I was the associated artist of the theater, so I have this intimate relationship with the director, and she phoned me and she said, yeah, Damien, we have this invitation, but it's a bit a tricky invitation because basically it's an event organized by a private health insurance and they are doing like a whole art event and we are hosting the opening and they want a performance, so we thought that maybe you could be this funny subversive clown and come and do something. I was like, yeah, obviously, sure, I'm going to come. I was really happy about this invitation because it was really a weird context. So anyway, I went there and basically I did a little speech where I apologized for not being able to do a performance because this context wasn't about contemporary art but about art washing and promoting Nyon and promoting a private health insurance. So I said, I'm sorry, but I can't do a performance because I'm an artist and I don't work for health insurance and stuff like that, so I'm not able to do a performance. And that took 20 minutes to explain why I couldn't do a performance. And after this moment, this explanation, a man in his 50s, kind of neo-bourgeois with a really nice suit like that, came to me. And he said, wow, that was really interesting, an interesting performance. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting something like that. And I told him, but it wasn't a performance. I couldn't do a performance because of the context, I told you. And then suddenly he looked surprised. And this little nice chit-chat we were having stopped and he left. And it's super interesting. It's super interesting because it means that if it was a performance, if it was an artist saying it, it was interesting for him. But if it wasn't a performance, but just a human being, a simple citizen saying it, well, he got destabilized like that. Jacques Rancière points out that to be subversive, an artist has to thwart expectations. But to come back to our example, that was a really interesting performance. I wasn't expecting something like that. That was his expectations. The expectation of this man with whom I was having this nice chit-chat. That his expectations should be thwarted. And I think that is quite a widespread view in the art world. You know, artists has to be a bit crazy and surprise you and stuff like that. But in other words, it means that creating a dissensus is the consensus in the context of the art world. But as I told you, the worst enemy of the dissensus is the consensus. So what do we do with that? It's quite complicated, really. I mean, as an artist, how can you react to that? It's really horrible. So I was feeling a bit depressed, so I went back to read Chantal MOUFFE. When I'm a bit sad or something, I read Chantal MOUFFE. It's really a great thing. You should try it at home. And anyway, I read that what is needed in the current situation is a widening of the field of artistic intervention with artists working in a multiplicity of social spaces outside traditional institutions in order to oppose the program of the total social mobilization of capitalism, page 87. So it means that we have to do a dissensus in other contexts. In, like, for example, digital media. And that means that us together, through this channel Great Truth, we are, what is it again, opposing the social mobilization of capitalism. It's really great. I mean, we are really together creating a real dissensus outside of the art world. But to be really honest, how many are we watching these videos? I mean, I have now 150 subscribers. I think that's not enough to oppose the program of capitalism. We need to be way, way, way more. So I need to have a better social capital. So I need to become famous to be able to create a dissensus, to be able to subvert capitalism. I hope you appreciated this video about the impossible Artworld'S dissensus. If it's the case, please give me a like, leave a comment in the section below, and don't forget to subscribe. Like that, we will be able to defeat capitalism, and I'll see you next week with another episode of The Great Truth Summer School. No. Unfortunately, next week it won't be the next episode of The Great Truth Summer School, since this was the last episode of The Great Truth Summer School. No, next week I'm gonna see you with the new video of the new season of Great Truth. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye, guys.